Welcome back. This is the third and final hour of your beautiful Wednesday morning edition of Good Morning Namibia. Now, the Namibia Financial Institutions Supervisory Authority, NAMFISA, participated in the Rundu Annual Trade Fair 2024, which took place from the 25th of October, that's last month, until the 2nd of November 2024 at Rundu, the capital of the Kavango East region. In line with its commitment to consumer financial education, NAMFISA conducted educational initiatives throughout the event. Joining us telephonically to tell us more about their participation at the event, Mr. Junius Erasmus, Consumer Education Specialist at NAMFISA. Good morning, sir, and welcome to Good Morning Namibia.
A very good morning, sir. Thank you very much for having me.
Talk to us firstly, before we get into the particulars of your participation at the Rundu Trade Fair at the start of this month, about the role of NAMFISA.
Well, thank you very much, sir. So, the Namibia Financial Institution Supervisory Authority, that is well known as NAMFISA, exists to supervise financial institutions and financial services, and to advise the Minister of Finance on matters related to the financial institutions and financial services in terms of the NAMFISA Act. That is the Act number 3 of 2001. So NAMFISA is responsible for supervising and enforcing compliance with the Financial Intelligence Act, the Act number 13 of 2012, in respect of all accountable and reporting institutions that we supervise in terms of the NAMFISA Act. So this also means that all the businesses that we supervise, from the long terms, the short-term insurers, and the investment managers, the unit trusts, the collective investments, as well as the pension funds and medical aid, the stock exchange, the brokers and insurance, including the most ones, the micro-lenders that we also call the cash loans. So thus, they are all falling under our supervision.
Speaking of which, help us understand the scope of your authority. Is it limited to creating awareness, or do you also have enforcement capacity as per the act that governs the work of NAMFISA?
Well, we are not only creating awareness. The whole focal point for NAMFISA to go to the Rundu Trade Fair is actually to educate. We are responsible for educating the consumers about their financial rights and responsibilities. So we have seen that the people actually do not really know their rights and responsibilities. And it's very evident when they are signing particular contracts, the blank documents, when they are giving their ATM pins and cards, they are surrendering all these documents to the service providers. In other words, that is, we call it market abuse. It's that for the purpose of NAMFISA to step in as an authority to protect all consumers from being abused by the market.
Please flesh out how your participation at the Rundu Trade Fair towards the end of last month and the start of this month was.
Well, NAMFISA participation was a very great success. To be honest, they were the turnout was very good of consumers with educational questions, registering the micro-lenders. As we know, in Namibia, all the micro-lenders supposed to and must be registered and have a NAMFISA certificate, while others are lodging complaints that they are not happy with the way they are being treated by various entities that we supervise. So we were able to engage directly with consumers and providing them variable, valid, and reliable information about their financial rights and responsibilities. So we were actually able to be on ground and hands-on to speak to different officials, government officials, the individuals, the various stakeholders from different organizations, and give them the actual information that they need, and refer them also to our website if, for example, we may not have the information at hand.
Against the backdrop of the statutory mandate of NAMFISA, against the backdrop of you sharing with us that your engagements at the Rundu Trade Fair were successful, help us understand what the types of complaints were that those consumers who find themselves dissatisfied were lodging with NAMFISA.
Sorry, I did not get that question nicely.
With us that inter alia, consumers lodged complaints when they visited your stall at the Rundu Trade Fair. So which are the types of complaints that they lodged?
Well, the number of complaints were lost were particularly the way they are being treated by the entities that we are supervising, especially the micro-lenders. They are taking the consumers' ATM cards and PINs. And according to the Micro-Lending Act, no consumer is supposed to surrender an ATM cards, their PIN numbers, or their driver's license to these entities. Or the consumers, their information are not properly explained to them. They have no idea of what their information, the policies they are taking. You find a consumer that's interested in a life cover, but they have been given a funeral cover. So because the information is not explained to them, for them it's just the cover. So this is the complaint that at the end of the day, they are being deducted their money, but it's not for the intended purpose of the service that consumers they need. So these are the complaints that were lodged, and we are trying to see how we can protect our consumers against these entities.
Those complaints sound like unethical conduct, while some may even amount to criminal conduct. What is the plan of NAMFISA to address those ethical concerns and to address potential criminal activities being perpetrated?
Well, number one, we always encourage consumers to say if they feel or if they know that they are mistreated or they are actually not treated fairly, rather. So we encourage them to come to NAMFISA. We have a toll-free number that we encourage consumers to always call us on our toll-free number and engage with us on any vernaculars. It does not have to be English, and during the office hours. So our toll-free number is 0800 290 500. So we encourage them to call our toll-free number, explain to us what is the problem, how it happens, but we also explain to consumers that it is very best for consumers to go to these entities first. Let them refuse to assist you first before you come to NAMFISA. Then it can qualify as a complaint. Because if we are to step in and then you did not engage them first, the moment we step in, the moment you lodge a complaint against them, they will just say, if the consumer would have approached us first, we would have just sorted this out without going to NAMFISA. So we are encouraging consumers to, number one, visit our website with very valid and useful information that is reliable. Number two, call our toll-free number that I just gave. Number three, when we are giving the awareness to say we are coming to all the regions throughout the country, we have a timetable to say we are coming to region A, region B, to please visit our mobile office so that you can inquire and get the correct information at hand.
Rasmus, any final thoughts this morning before we let you go?
Well, for me, before we go, I would just like to say that we are actually trying to do our very best. Now it's almost the festive season, so we are really encouraging consumers to spend wisely and avoid unnecessary debt and prioritize savings, and also be cautious when engaging with financial services and products, and ensure that all consumers, when dealing with registered financial institutions, when we have those concerns, they can then call our toll-free number, which is 0800 290 500, or at least visit, for those that are in Commerce, they can visit our offices in Commerce in Windhoek, and then we'll be able to see how we are going to assist them respectfully.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sharing your expertise this morning, Mr. Erasmus.
Thank you very much, sir.
Consumer Education Specialist at NAMFISA, Mr. Junius Erasmus, talking to us about their recent participation at the Rundu Trade Fair.